What's up, everyone? This is Pastor Christopher from the Word Church Millington.
This is Pastor E. Allen Redwell Jr. from the St. Mark Church of Drummond's, right down the street from Millington.
And once again, we are here at the Diary of a Mad Black Preacher podcast. And y'all, we are ecstatic about what's going on with this platform. Once again.
Oh yeah.
Actually, our last show, I looked at it. At this point, it's like at 192 people, watched. And, and we want everybody to keep on liking, sharing, and putting it out there so we can get this message out to all these pastors who need this.
It has been a blessing, definitely, to pastors across the country. We've been receiving a very, very large amount of reviews, and I'm just grateful that you guys are enjoying it, and we're able to impart into you all as well as encourage you all, because all of us are going through something or another.
Yes, we all are going through something or another, and another.
And another.
Yeah, we always got stuff going on, but hey, listen, we're going to go ahead and just jump right on into it. Go ahead and introduce what we're going to be talking about today.
Well, tonight, we've been compelled to talk about pastors having each other's backs.
Yes.
And making sure that we support one another and remain supportive. I believe that in this season we need to collab together and connect together for the common cause of kingdom building.
Yes, absolutely.
One of the things that the Bible teaches us is that we should be a cohesive unit so that we can win souls for Jesus Christ. And so I believe that we should get back to the support factor. The Bible speaks about how we should be a cohesive unit coming together on a strong collective front to win souls for Jesus Christ.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, that's one of the things that he has called for us to do anyway. Forsaking us, not the assembly of ourselves together, as some do. We should always we should always be striving to find different things to do with each other.
Right.
Each year, at the beginning, the last week of January, Holy Faith United Church here in Millington and TWC, the Word Church Millington, we always come together and we do a revival together.
Right.
As a matter of fact, you've been a part of the revival. And that revival actually has really, really been successful, and we've had 2 very great years of dynamic pastors coming together and talking about God, talking about what we need to do, and that, I think that's the type of support that we're talking about. We're talking about all coming together, churches, pastors, pew members, or whatever you want to say. We want to have time to be with each other and proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ.
I mean, because that's what our world really needs. Our city. Look at our city. If you live in Memphis, Tennessee, you know that it's a time for pastors to come together.
Yes, it is.
But there's a problem. There is a major problem that I like to call me, my, and I. And what I mean by that is people think that they get so big, that they cannot worship or collab with other people. Say, for instance, if I got a great big old cathedral and you got a little storefront, I can't be found associating with you because that would kind of minimize who I am.
Yes.
But in reality, we as pastors need to understand that it's not about the size of the ministry you have, because the ministry is not about us anyway. And that's why our churches have been so engulfed, if you will, in worshiping personalities instead of worshiping God.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, I hear people, talk sometimes, and they'll say, "Well, my pastor says," and then it's my pastor say, "Well, my pastor." Well, I'm like, "Well, do you got time to put what Jesus said?"
Right.
Can you tell me what Jesus said at some point in the conversation? Can you find out what Jesus said?
Yeah.
I mean, it's great that your pastor is saying, but he should be saying like we had our friend Jeffrey Williams. He said we need to start getting back to talking about what God said,
right,
instead of trying to tell everybody what God meant.
That's right.
And so So those things are imperative for us. And coming together. And my thing is, even if you are the large pastor with with the big cathedral, you should want to pull some of your people up.
Right. You have the resources.
Absolutely.
To help as some are labeled the little guy.
Yeah, the little guy.
You know, I'm this big personality. Everybody knows my name. I'm the Sam's Club or the Costco of ministry, and you are the Dollar General. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely.
That analogy just came to me off the top of my head. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You know, but when you are doing that, when the Lord has graced you and blessed you to get to a certain level or a plateau in ministry, it's not for you to become selfish, but for you to give back and reach back and pull somebody along the way. It's a sad indictment that we have pastors in and around the Mid-South that will not take the time to pour into regularly.
Yes.
To the the lost and forgotten pastors.
Yes. And I think it's a travesty.
It is
that we are in this competition with each other. I can really say that I'm not in competition with anybody, because what I do, you cannot do.
Right.
What you do, I cannot do.
Right.
And what we say all the time, what's for you is for you, and what's for me is for me.
But hold on, Pastor Jay.
All right.
I'm glad you said that, because that leads me into the enviousness and jealousy of ministry.
Oh wow!
Because if you can't hoop like a Redwell, I don't like you. I get jealous of you. And then vice versa. But it's not about who can out preach the next man, or who feels they're more anointed, or can holler the best.
Yes.
I put on Facebook not long ago, and I used Facebook and tried to use Facebook as a teaching tool.
Yes.
And as sometimes I'm a little comical. I've been told that I'm a low budget comedian. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I put on Facebook a couple of weeks ago that it's not about the collar and the holler.
No, it's not.
Most of these, especially these young pastors and preachers, they're so quick to bypass the foundation till they try to go straight to the bishop's collar, and they so caught up in the bishop's robe and how you look on the outside that they forget about what real ministry is about. And so if I'm jealous of you, I'm gonna hate on you to the people in my circle. I'm gonna talk about, man, he think he all that. I'm not gonna invite you to come and preach for me when I really, really like your ministry, but I can't tell the people in my circle that I like your ministry, because that'll make me look bad.
It's a shame.
It is. It's garbage.
It really is.
It's trash.
It is, man. It is so messed up. But the thing is, you can see it all over the place.
All over, man.
You see it, and like I said here, and not just in Memphis. It's going on everywhere. It's going on everywhere. And it's a sad state of events. Where two pastors can't come together and just work together.
Right.
And I can't. And like I said, I talk about you all the time. I'm like, look, man, he is a preacher's preacher.
Man,
he can go, he can do his thing. And that's me promoting my brother in Christ. It always. And I know you do the same for me.
Yes.
But we have totally different styles.
We do.
Totally different styles. If you put us on the revival, we want to sound different. But the thing is, we're both going to tell you the word of God.
That's it.
And we're going to tell you what God says.
That's it.
We're not going to get into our own opinion.
No.
And see, I'm like Paul. If I get to a point where, listen, the word says this, but this is where the word stops, and this is where I'm saying this is me.
Right.
And I make sure that I do that. So because sometimes my convictions are not your conviction.
Right.
We don't have the same type of conviction, and sometimes people's convictions are as deep as ours. And it's really with pastors, our convictions are so much more deep.
Right.
A lot of times than just the regular pew member, and it's just the truth. And I'm not trying to say anything, but we're better or anything. It's just sometimes there are certain things that people can do that we as pastors just cannot do.
That's right. And I was telling somebody just the other day, I try my best to, live by the word of God and try my best to walk with a high level of integrity, because I just believe in making sure that my character is right and that I have a good name.
Yes.
I'm just not going to go out here and do any and everything and be seen, in different places, and everything like that, because there's a high level of integrity that I have to walk in. Now, I'm not shunning nobody that go, to the brunch spots or, you do you. But for me, my conviction is because of the world that we live in, I don't want to, discredit my witness, against the world and trying to compel men to Jesus Christ, because that's our main job as believers, besides preachers, pastors, our main job is to compel men, women, boys, and girls to come to know Christ. And so if I'm in the brunch place doing the same thing you doing, you're not going to look up to me. You're going to look directly at me because we're doing the same thing. If I'm in the brunch spot sipping mimosas and, X, Y, Z, and somebody, look at me and notice who I am, they're not going to be compelled to want to, see how they can make their lives better. But they're going to be like, well, shoot, he doing it. What I got to lose, you know what I mean?
And a lot of people, a lot of people are looking for us to fall so they can have the excuse to do what they want to do.
There you
go. And that's a problem. But like I said, but even getting back to the support part of what we're talking about, being there for each other.
That's
a lot of times when you go preach, because like you seem like you preaching everywhere right about now. I do my best, and you can say I do my best. Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna try to get there. So like 75% of the time I get there.
You are there.
But it's because I support my brother.
That's right.
I believe in what you preach.
Right.
I believe in how you how you live. And but also people got to understand, pastors, especially us pastors, we have to understand that sometimes support means I have to call you and say, hey man, you said something that was a little crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you need to think about that one, or try to get that one right, because support, it goes both ways.
It does.
It does. Sometimes I need to tell you that you got a little close there. So you
kind of go the other way,
Absolutely.
And that's all a part of having my back, so that I don't see. So if I'm on the train track and I don't see the train coming, and you see it coming, you say, "Hey, Red, get out the way! It's a train about to knock you out." But if I don't have the right heart, I think you're hating on me.
Absolutely.
See, you got to have the right heart as a pastor, and what we do as pastors is not always right.
It's
Talk,
not.
boy, you doing the best you can. It's not always right. No. Sometimes we get this thing wrong.
No, Pastor, we always right.
No, we're not Jesus Jr.
Lord,
and that's what I try to tell St. Mark. I told them from the jump, from the very first Sunday that I showed up as senior pastor St. Mark over 7 years ago. I told them, hey, listen, if you're looking for Jesus Jr., I might as well exit out this side door. Yes, I'm the preacher. Yes, I'm the pastor. Yes, I can preach, pray, and sing, but I am not exempt from trials, problems, and mistakes.
No, we're not. None of us are.
No.
And that's the thing we all have to understand.
There you go.
And please, members, church members.
No, we can't leave y'all out.
Yes, members. We have to. I'm putting a plea out to all of our members. You all check this. Look, we are not perfect.
No.
And when the Bible talks about when somebody goes astray, that you don't talk about them, you pray for them, and you go and you get them back together.
I got your back.
I got your back, and that goes for the pastor too, especially for the people in your own church.
Yeah,
it is a sad state of events when you are in your own church and you fall, and then those people, and it seems like most people are not forgiving. They will not even allow them to have moments where they mess up, and then they just want to vote them out and say, "Hey, it's time for us to get a new one."
Right. And I want to say this tonight: the same grace that you want from the pulpit, is the same grace that you ought to extend to the pulpit. In other words, when you mess up, you want somebody to be there for you, and you want somebody to sympathize and be on your side. Well, you got to remember that everybody is apt to fall.
Yes.
Everybody. I don't care who you are. If you live in this fleshly body, you are apt to fall at any day and at any time. It don't matter what you are. You could be the president of the Busy Bee Committee. You could be the president of the Willing Soul, Willing Workers Committee. You could be the president of the Usher Board 1, 2, and 3. I don't care who you are not exempt from falling.
No.
But you got to remember that the same grace that you want from the pulpit, you got to have that same grace for the pulpit.
Yes, you
because
do.
it works both ways.
Yes.
And see, what I tell St. Mark is that, listen, the devil will hit us as pastors harder because we are carriers of the word.
Yes, he will.
And he does not want us to get that word over to you. And so he'll try to knock the wind out of us and then try to turn around and allow you to persecute us so that the word won't go forth.
Yeah, and then everybody sitting around mad.
Right.
The pastor mad, the members mad, the dog mad, everybody mad.
And ain't no word going forth because
nothing.
grace have left and then griping has come in.
Ooh,
boy, that was good.
That was good. Like that.
That was good. Griping is replaced with grace.
Yes.
And we got to remember that we were all saved by grace. Teach Bible, boy.
Yes. Yeah, we have to. And the thing is, man, we have to understand that, and we talk about the story where was it Moses that was had his hands outstretched, and when his arms were raised, they were winning the battle, and when his arms started to go down, they started to lose the battle.
But what happened was somebody had to get up under his arms, to keep them elevated.
Yes.
You as a pew member are no more blessed than the way that you bless your pastor.
Absolutely.
When you get up under your pastor and undergird him or her and lift their arms up and keep them lifted in a supportive manner, everybody wins.
And I preached a message long time ago when I was young. It was called No Small Roles.
Wow.
And I talked about how when you're on the set, you see that you have the actors, you have the lead, the male lead and the female lead, and then you have the supporting actors, and then you have the people behind the scenes who are doing the makeup, who bringing the water, and you have the people who's filming all this stuff, and understanding that if one of those people are out,
man, it throws the whole
thing off.
Whole thing.
And so even there's nothing small that we do as we come together as a body of Christ to try to get the word out. There's nothing small, not like the ushers. Like I said, we talk about the ushers. They are the ones they are the first line of they're the first thing that people see when they come into the church. And if they all frown and don't act like they don't want nobody, they don't want to see nobody, then all of a sudden you have set the tone for the visitor who came. That you've already set the tone.
Yes.
And they almost, some of them might want to walk out right then.
There you go.
But like I said, there's no small roles when it comes to this thing. Like I said, as the pastor, I am no bigger than you inside those walls.
But the pastor spirit is adopted or spread throughout the church.
Yes, it is.
And see, this is what I talk about support. This is why I talk about support, because if the pastor is not supportive, the members won't be supportive.
They will not.
The people need to see us as pastors supporting one another. One thing about St. Mark, they know that I love Gerald Christopher.
Yep, absolutely.
They know I love the Word Church. And if the Word Church needs me for anything, to sweep the floor, to come and mop, to come and dust the pulpit, shine the light, or whatever, get on the instrument, whatever they need me to do, and I'm available, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it because I'm not so big that I'm exempt from serving my brother.
And I'm the exact same way when it comes. I love St. Mark, and when St. Mark is doing something, like even the other day they had the barbecue contest, and I ended up having to do some stuff. I drove up. Everybody was leaving, but I drove up. You know what I'm saying? But they did get finished early, y'all. Let's go. They got finished early.
We did.
But the thing is, I'm coming to support. That's what I'm saying. We have to support each other, and this is the whole thing. I remember the message, man, that Reverend Bishop Quentin Smith preached the first year of the revival, and he was just talking about how we should all be able to get together, and we should all be able to come together and build one big huge church.
That's what I'm saying.
He said, you know what the problem gonna be?
Man,
who gonna be the pastor?
There you go. Who
gonna be running stuff?
Listen, it's crazy, man. And we sing that song, when we all get to heaven. What a day of rejoicing there will be. When we all see Jesus, we will sing and shout the victory. And then in one of those stanzas said, when we all get together, Yes. But we can't get together down here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how in the hell, and I can say that on this platform, how in the hell do you think that you're going to go to heaven when you can't even get it right down here?
Man,
you won't even go support somebody. We have churches stacked on each other. Yes. We got a church right here and a church right here. And it's a doggone shame that those pastors don't fellowship. Ain't never went out their way to introduce themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you ask somebody to come over. They'll come over. They'll preach your house down, do everything else, and then all of a sudden you'll never hear from them again for 10 more months. They don't even call to see how you're doing. Never. It's one of those things. But I'm still puzzled. I'm still puzzled about it. And then look, and if you are who I'm talking about, then hey, you just suck it up.
That's right.
And start making the phone calls.
That's
just get yourself together, because see, we came to this platform to be truthful.
That's
we came
right.
to this platform to be transparent.
That's right.
And we're just going to say what we have to say, and what
Amen.
and listen. Look, we're not. I love you all.
Amen.
And I'm just going to say it and put it out there. I love all these pastors.
Everybody.
Pastor Watson, Pastor Benton,
Man.
Pastor Middleton, Pastor Helton, Henderson. All these pastors here in Middleton, Tennessee. I love you all, but we got to do better.
Right. We have to. I picked up the phone the other week and called Pastor Michael Earl Benton at Zion Hill in Millington. You know, I hadn't heard from him in a while.
Yes.
So instead of waiting on him to call me, I took the initiative. Hey man,
Absolutely.
Mike, how you doing?
Yeah.
You doing okay? You know, but we have a whole lot of pastors that say one thing and then they do a whole totally different thing. You know, when I was going through my storm last year, I had a whole lot of people say, man, I'm gonna be there. I'm there for you, man. If you need some money, just call me. And I messed around and called the Joker. Said, man, I'm really running on dry street right now. Well, well, let me see what I can do. Man, I'm gonna make some calls. Now, this brother was making some boastful before I called him. He like, man, we ain't gonna let you fall, Reed. We gonna make sure you good. If I gotta do X, Y, and Z, man, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make sure you eat. I'm gonna make sure you good. If you need some money, we gonna come together. And I'm like, okay, to God be the glory. I got some people in my corner. You know, if I get on dry street, you know, I'm gonna call them. And you know, if you know me, I don't really call folks when I'm in need, but I had got real low. And so I made the call because he extended, and I trusted that.
Absolutely.
Because I really believed in him. You know, but when I called him, he made all type of excuses and said what he was gonna do, and I'm still waiting on him to call me back with the answer, and it's a year and a half later. You know, but that's one thing we gotta stop, y'all. We gotta stop lying so much, and we gotta start being for real with our brothers and our sisters in the pastoral realm. You know, when we need each other, we need each other.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. And my thing is just like this. Look, and this ain't to put nobody on Front Street, but if you are the person, hey, listen, get yourself together.
Right.
Just get it together. Do better.
Right.
That's what we're supposed to do. We're still here. If we're still here, we're still living. We're supposed to be doing better, and we're supposed to be growing. And that's the main purpose of us. God leaving us here is to help us to grow and help us to grow His numbers.
There you go.
And like I said, my thing is, look, there's been, man, like I probably owe 1 million people, some. Hey, listen, man, you know what? My bad.
Yeah.
But like, if I find myself in a fault, I immediately
there you go.
Call the person and say, hey, listen, look, I ain't letting this stuff. I'm not gonna let this stuff fester. Listen, I'm sorry, I did this, and I'm sorry about that. And sometimes it's some stuff that people like. I've said things before about people. And God has convicted me.
That's right.
They didn't even look. They never even found. They would never would have known unless I called and say, you know what, I said something about you that I shouldn't have said.
Right.
And now I need to. And now God has gotten on me. So let me get that right.
Right.
So like I said, just take y'all take this pill.
There you go. Swallow it.
take this castor oil and swallow it. Because it's gonna make it might not taste good, but it's sure gonna make you feel better.
And that's what I can respect about you, man.
Yeah.
You're really genuine, and I tell you this all the time, man. In that moment of despair for me, you were spot on. You were right there.
Yep.
You defended me in my face and out of my face.
I did.
And then you said, "Hey, Red, come and preach for me."
Yep.
Come on. I had Negroes say, "Man, man, you got to come for me, man. You got to come preach." Man, I still ain't heard from the folk, man. And some people are so jealous.
Yeah.
Because we're gifted, that they don't want to let us in their pulpit in fear that we may steal some of their members. But I ain't trying to steal nobody's members.
No.
One thing about E. Allen Redwell Jr., I don't care who come in that pulpit. First of all, if you come, you got to preach.
Absolutely.
That's number one.
Absolutely.
I want you to slay the house.
Yeah,
I want
absolutely.
the power of anointing to come down. I want you to holler until your lungs turn red. I want you to do it. And listen, I'm not studying about if somebody from St. Mark leave your church, my church, and come join yours. I'm not concerned about that, because if that happens, they weren't never supposed to be at St. Mark in the first place.
Well, see, but my thing is, somebody come to your church, ask, if somebody leaves St. Mark, and I know they belong, they belong in St. Mark, and they come to my church, I'm gonna bring them in the Sunday they try to come join. I'm gonna say, well, we gonna wait on that. I'm gonna bring you in the office. I'm just letting everybody know it don't make no difference. Whoever church you from, if I know you from that church,
that's right.
And you come over here, and I know you from there. Okay, what happened?
Man,
what's going on? And then I'm gonna say, okay, look, I want your version, because I need to know that from when I call Red. I'm gonna call him. I'm going to call him, because if you ain't came with a letter, if he ain't give you a letter to come
on, man.
Then ain't nothing. I got to know what's going on, because I'm not going to inherit no mess.
Come on, you teaching right.
I don't want to inherit your mess.
You teaching right there.
Look, Red, what's going on?
You helping some pastor.
This is somebody. Look, somebody said this. Somebody said that. I'm like, well, I don't care nothing about what somebody said. What is it? What is it?
Right.
I don't need that. I don't need one coming from one jumping from here to there. No. And you know what? And y'all, we need to be working on more conversion growth anyway.
On, man.
Instead of lateral growth from church to church growth.
Church hoppers.
Man, church hoppers. I'm dealing with. Like I say, I'm dealing with something now, and I got to tell that person, listen, check this out. You done been in the last 2 years. You done been at five different churches.
Man.
And now you seem to be kind of disgruntled here over something that's happened, which I don't know about. Wow. At some point, if you jump in churches, it ain't the church.
It's you.
It's you.
I'm telling you.
You need to go in your secret closet, and you need to get with the Lord.
Oh yeah.
And ask the Lord to give you some staying power.
There you go. Some stick-to-itiveness.
Exactly. Because to let you know, don't come to mine. If I know you from somewhere else,
man,
don't come to mine and just think you're just gonna walk off in there like that.
Right? No, you ain't doing that, man.
Yeah.
You are not doing that. I can appreciate Michael Martin.
Yes.
Your pastor.
Yes.
I can really appreciate him,
Yes.
Pastor Oak Spring. I had some members to leave St. Mark and go to Oak Spring, become members of Oak Spring. And I didn't get disgruntled, to God be the glory, But the thing about it is those members came to me and met with me first. And I gave them my blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when they got over there, Pastor Martin called me.
Yes.
He said, "Hey man, listen, we received such and such so, and they came and they want to become a member, members of Oak Spring.
Yes.
What kind of members were they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we talked very extensively and everything like that, and we were able to find some common ground. And I told him, hey man, listen, I gave them my blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, and that's one of the things we have to do, but that's also support.
That's support.
That is support. The phone call you received from Pastor Martin was support.
Support.
And he is like, and see, Pastor Martin is kind of my father, Pastor Martin, my father, Bishop Roger Christopher, and Pastor Martin are the two men who I set up under the longest.
Right.
I also set up under Carl Swift, Pastor Carl Swift out at Pilgrim's Rest. But those two men, the two former that I spoke on, those two I sat with them years,
right,
and I learned so much from them, and that's the reason. Like a lot of my pastoring style comes from both of them.
Yeah.
So the Pastor Martin, I know he'll do it. If he see one of my folk, first thing he gonna do is call me,
pick up the phone,
and call me. But that's what we should all be doing for each other.
That's right. That's what it's all about. If I say I got your back, I'm gonna support you all the way around.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna come, peek my head in on you every now and again, even when I'm not on program. And see, we got to get past this. If I'm not on program, I'm not going. If you say that's your brother,
absolutely,
and you can go, you're not obligated, nowhere else. They ought to see you.
Just like Pastor Collins came to your church 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, however long ago it was. Like when I found out he was coming, I said, "Listen, man, I'm gonna get a chance. I'm gonna run up out my church, and I'm gonna get." But I couldn't run up out because we had thank God we had 9 come,
hallelujah,
to join the church. But I still got there in time for the message, and but it was just in support. Listen, I've been seeing this brother on Facebook. We've been going, we've been talking back and forth on Facebook, blah blah blah. He gonna be near me. Let me go on out there and see what's going on.
That's right.
And those are the type of things that I think that we need to continue to do, and continue to make sure that we're doing. Support, like I said, and like even if you need support financially, I should be able to come out and say, hey, listen, man, look, I know you. I know something's going on. Hey, he go 200.
There you go.
Like I said, and my thing, and see, this is the whole thing too. And I'm gonna say, listen, and I'm gonna say this to pastors. I'm gonna say this to everybody. If giving $200 is gonna break you, or if you give it, you're gonna be looking for it every 15 minutes.
Come on, man, don't give it.
Do not give it.
Don't give it.
If I can't lose it,
that's right.
I ain't gonna give it.
That's right. That's right.
Like so if I give you $250, I expect you to be man enough to pay me back.
Right.
But the thing is, I've gotten in my mind that I may not get this back.
That's what I'm saying. And that's giving from a pure heart.
Absolutely.
Because you don't give expecting anything in return.
Absolutely.
That's called grudging giving.
Yes.
But you give with the pure heart that says, even if I don't get this back in return, I do know that I gave it with the right heart,
and I know, and God will give me the reward.
There you go.
And people, but listen, we need to understand. Sometimes reward is what God keeps off of us.
Come on, man.
It is not always I give 200, God gonna give me, God gonna give me 4,000.
Right.
It's not like that. As a matter of fact, it's more so the former.
Right.
God takes he watches over you.
Right.
He keeps you from danger seen and unseen.
Right.
He continues to bless you at your job.
Yeah.
He makes sure your family is safe. Those are the things those are the blessings that God talks about more than anything else.
Right.
Even more than financial blessings. But we want to flip this thing. Now we want to flip the financial blessing to be the thing that God don't want us to be God don't want us to be poor. God don't want to be. I'm like, man, I'm still trying to find that scripture where it says that. Now I don't think he wants to be destitute. and I know he don't, because he tells me don't worry about what I'm gonna eat,
right.
What I'm gonna wear,
right,
and what I'm gonna put on my feet, and where I'm gonna live.
There you go.
He told me don't worry about that. Those are things, and those are things. As a matter of fact, you can y'all, anybody can ask my wife right now. It don't make no difference what's going on. Look, I don't worry about that.
That's right, at all, because God will provide.
He will. He said he would do it.
Right.
And see, that's the thing that we all need to figure out. Look, if God said that's what he was going to do,
come on.
Then I'm okay. I'm not even worried about that. Blah, blah, blah. What? We behind? He said he's gonna take care of that.
That's right.
That's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going out there frivolously doing stuff, doing money, spending money you ain't got, now he ain't saying nothing about that.
No, he ain't. He called us to be good stewards over what he's blessed us with, and that's one of the most wonderful things about God. He gives to us and he blesses us, but he wants us to be good stewards over what he's blessed us with. And a part of that is making sure that when we see one of our brothers or one of our pastoral brothers or sisters that's in need, we got to step up. You know, and we don't have to get pats on the back for that. We don't have to have no benefit service to do that, but we can in secret. The Bible says what we do in secret, God will reward us openly. And so many people, so many pastors have gotten into this thing where I'm gonna give them some money, but I want them to call my name. It's not about that. And we got I know they do this in the Baptist church, man. When we have like big events or citywide revivals and stuff, when they call for offering, the preachers first ones to pop up, and they go on to the front of the church or whoever raising the offering, they putting $100 in their hand, because they want the preacher to say, oh, Dr. So-and-so $100, Dr. Redwell $100, Bishop Christopher $100. They want their name to be heard. And when we giving in that type of manner, that we might as well keep that money in the first place, because we're not giving it from the purity of our heart. If you want your name to be called for what you done gave, you're not giving it in the right spirit.
Listen, and like these are things that I do. Somebody did it at a service that I did recently, and I had 50. You know what I'm saying? And so he called for the $100, and he called for the 50, then they called for the what you got. But then when they called for the $1 line, guess what? I went and got on
the $1
line. But guess what I gave? 50. So the thing is, I don't care.
That's right.
I'm not caring about that.
That's right.
I don't care about any of that, and I could care less if anybody ever calls out what I ever give.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care anything about that, man. And we need to get past. And there are some things we need to get past.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But we gonna get out. We have been segued on that and be on that. But I'm just saying, man, support.
Listen,
and, go ahead.
Jealousy has no place. In pastoral ministry.
No, it doesn't.
Envious strife does not have any place in pastoral ministry. The bottom line is, y'all, we need one another.
Yeah, we do.
We need one another. I don't care how well you preach. I don't care how sweet your hoop is. I don't care how well you know the Bible. We need one another.
Yes, we do.
We need one another, and that's the fact of the matter. And then when you come and you stand by your brother's side, God blesses you for the way that your heart is made up.
Yes, and we talk about, like I said, the stuff that you went through, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna let this brother be out there by himself. No way like I said, it doesn't make no difference. And my thing, and this was my thing. Look, I'm gonna be with him because it is too many times like this world. What we do is people are guilty until proven innocent.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But we need to let people be innocent until proven guilty. And my thing is, I was gonna stand by you, and then after everyone went through, and if the thing went through, and things had been true on the other side, me and you would have sat down, would have had a talk. Well, brother, let's sit down and talk.
Right.
Come on. Let's. What was going on? What was going on with you? Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, you wasn't gonna walk off and leave me, but but you still was gonna support me. You was still gonna be there.
Gonna hold you up.
Yeah, no matter what the outcome would have been.
Absolutely.
Your mind was focused on, hey, this is my brother. He's a pastor, and I love him. I got to be there. And even in that, it was some pastors in Memphis that got wind of everything, and they tried to capitalize on that situation, not even knowing the story, not even having the facts, and they were going around spreading lies, and they didn't even know what was going on. And I had another covenant brother who's a very great supporter, Pastor Ashton Alexander. Shout out to Ashton Alexander, Pastor Pilgrim Rest Baptist Church on McLemore in Memphis, Tennessee. He corrected folk, man. He's like, this is what happened. Let me set you straight, since you spreading stupid lies. Let me set you straight. And we got to be like that with one another. We cannot allow our brothers and sisters who are pastors to be in an uncompromising position and we not step up to the plate and defend one another.
Yes.
We should never be happy when we hear of our pastor brothers and sisters that's gotten caught up in some stuff that, that's beyond their control.
And the thing, and even the ones who get caught doing it,
right?
Get caught, in the wrong. The thing is, we cannot spend our time beating those folks down.
No,
we gotta learn how to pick those people back up.
Right.
Help them get back on track just like anybody else.
Right.
I know it can be hard sometimes. It can be hard sometimes, and some people can do some things sometimes that you really like. Lord have mercy.
Right. What were you thinking?
Yeah. What were you thinking? Why would you do some mess like that? Come on here to the couch.
Right.
We need to talk.
Right. But when I'm down, I don't need you to beat the hell out of me.
Yeah. I don't need to stomp on you. Yeah,
stomp on me and try to beat me down even more.
No.
But I need you to say, hey, man. Proper support.
It is.
Let's pray. Let's talk, man. I'm not trying to get in your business. And we should be each other's safe space.
Absolutely.
I should be able to talk to anybody that's a pastor and have the assurance that they won't go and try to capitalize on what I told them.
Yeah, absolutely. And bringing up stuff that nobody else needs to know anyway.
Right. But the sad thing of the matter is we got so many people that specialize in trying to make themselves look good and try to hide their own mess, that they were willing to spread juicy gossip about the next pastor to make themselves look good. But we must understand that when we make somebody else look bad, we look bad too.
Yeah, throw the rock and then hide your hand.
Oh, I'm with you. But you get with some other group of pastors, that nigga crazy. That nigga did this, man. What the heck was he thinking, man? Yeah, here go that nigga right here. I told you it was true. No, that's garbage. That's foolery. That is trash, and it's a trick of the enemy.
And it's gossip, which God tells us not to be a part of anyway. And like I said, man, look, I'm just looking at the time. It's like, man, we could just keep on going on. But like I said, y'all, support is such a big thing. I got your back.
Yep.
I need to be able to believe that you have my back.
Right.
I need to be able to believe that other pastors have my back. And we all have to stick up for each other.
That's right.
Because we have enough pastors who are doing their thing and they're falling and we're seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're suffering from it. And that's what I'm trying. And that's the thing is, I don't want to do anything that causes my fellow pastor to have to suffer.
Come on, man.
Consequences.
Come on, man.
Because I did something nuts.
Right.
I did something that was that should not be done. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to play with God. I'm not playing.
It's not about that.
I don't want to play with God's stuff.
Right.
And I don't want to play with God's folk. I don't want to play. I don't want to play with His word.
That's right.
And I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up so bad till you get up, till people look at you crazy.
There you go.
Because that's what's happening. People and stuff is happening. All this stuff with these pastors.
Yeah, man.
And then they turn around and look at us. See,
all y'all.
All y'all. Told you. See, told you. See, and man, that stuff right there getting on my nerves.
And just like we said last week in closing, just like we said last week when Pastor Jeffrey Williams was here as our guest host on last week, you can't can't speak for me especially
when
you saying something that goes contrary to the word and the will of God.
Absolutely.
You can't speak for me.
Nope.
You can't do that.
Nope.
And so we have to be careful what we say, careful what we do, and we got to make sure that when we are up on the mountaintop, or we feel like we up on the mountaintop and the Lord has blessed us real good, reach back and strengthen your brother.
Oh yeah.
Even if you have gone through a situation and the Lord allowed you to come out of it, reach back and strengthen your brother. Hey, Peter.
Yes.
Pastor Peter.
Yep.
Pastor Peter, the devil desires to sift you as wheat. He desires. He desires for that. And he want to sift us like wheat.
Yeah, and I love the next thing. But I have prayed for you.
I prayed for you
that your faith
fail you not.
Fail not.
When thou art converted.
Yes, sir.
Go back and strengthen your brother. And that's what I want to say to some pastor on tonight in closing. When you've been converted, when the Lord has delivered you out of your mess, you go back and strengthen somebody else. Look for an opportunity to support somebody else, to strengthen them and give them the aid and the assistance that they need.
Yeah, absolutely. And y'all, and listen, we're having such a good time here. And if you want to look at us, we're on YouTube.
Yes.
Like I said, Diary of a Mad Black Preacher. Just put it in there. Hit the little thing, the little search thing, and type in Diary of a Mad Black Preacher. And I promise you, we're gonna be the ones. We're gonna be the ones that pop up. Yes. I promise you that. And then we said a couple of people said they were going on certain ones and they could only find one episode. But we're on all the majors. We're on iHeart Podcast. We're on Amazon Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, and most of those should have all of them. But I'll check. I'm like I said, when you do stuff like this, and a lot of stuff can happen. But we're gonna always make sure that that it's up. But right. you should be able to look at it. I know on Google Podcasts, iHeart, and Apple, you should be able to find all of the episodes.
Okay.
And also, if you want to donate to us, so we can maybe help a pastor, or we can do some different things here. That we have expenses that we take care of here too. Also, if you would like to donate to us, you can go to Cash App. It'll be $Diary MBP, $Diary MBP, or Zelle Diary mbp@gmail.com, which is which is also our email. If you have comments, or if you have something that you want us to talk about, put it do the diary mbp@gmail.com.
Matter of fact, Pastor Chris, let's make it juicy. Let's make it good. The first person that sends us a Cash App, a gift, a love gift, to support this podcast, we're going to give you something special.
Well, that's already happened.
Okay.
Sister Ursula Fincher sent us $50.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Sister Ursula Fincher, I hope you're watching.
Evangelist, God bless you. That's my dear friend.
She sent us $50, and and I haven't been really going back in to check to see if anybody else. But she was the very first person. She saw it, and she sent it. She said she really appreciate what we're doing, and she loves what she's seeing. And just what you don't have to be a pastor to look at this. Actually, I think it's good for some people who are not pastors to get here to understand how we're thinking, and understand what's going on with us.
In order for you to have, if you're a lay member, if you're a member of a church, a pew member, as I guess we call it, you need to watch it too, so you can know your pastor's heart, and you can know how to minister to your pastor. There's a book as well on how to minister to your pastor.
Oh yeah, there he is. Now I'm gonna wait till you write the book so I can put the name out there. You gonna write you one that says it also.
Yes, sir.
But listen, y'all, we've had a great time, and we're gonna get ready to get out of here. But we thank God once again. I am Pastor Gerald Christopher from the Word Church Millington.
Oh yeah, and I'm Pastor E. Allen Redwell Jr., St. Mark Church of Drummond, Tennessee, right down the street from Millington, Tennessee, and we are your host and co-host of the Diary of a Mad Bad Black Preacher. We love y'all.
Oh yeah, we love y'all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.